Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton speaks to college students, as she did this week and last week, and her whole pitch is, we're going to give you a bunch of free stuff. Well, if you're in a college program, 4-year or 2-year program, you should know at this point that there ain't no such thing as a free lunch. And the piper will have to be paid eventually. And the thing that we need most is we need growth, economic growth in the United States in order to start creating jobs and opportunities for all those kids who are graduating from college and finding themselves in a heap of debt with very little for it in the way of economic opportunity. So Donald Trump is not pandering to them. He's telling them the truth. And there are all sorts of interesting stories out there about what the Trump supporters on campus are dealing with, including what's happened recently at Penn State University when a group of students wanted to start a basically Students for Trump group called We Are for Trump, and has so far been denied permission by the university for that basically gives anyone who wants to start a student group can get recognition by the campus. I mean, we should go through and find the list of all the college organizations at Penn State, and I bet there's one for the engineers, the astronomers, the Black Students Union, Hispanic student, Pan-Asian students, lesbians for Hillary, transgenders for, the environment. I mean, it's just like, if you have a cause, you can form a student group, okay? But not for this one. Why is that? Chris Baker joins us. He's a contributor to campusreform.org and also a senior at Penn State University. And he wanted to be he is the director of communications for this now unofficial group called We Are for Trump. Chris, good to talk to you. How are you?
Hi, Laura. I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. So what's really going on here? They say that you're violating Trump's trademark?
Yes, it's been a heck of a year. Really, what happened was at the beginning of the summer, we tried to create this group, We Are for Trump, and initially, the university informed me that the use of the term "we are" was troublesome, and they would have to look further into it. And for several weeks, I waited for a response. And when I finally got a response from the university, they told us, oh no, actually it had nothing to do with the words "we are." It had to do entirely with the word Trump. And you can't make any sort of group that includes Trump in the name. So Students for Trump, We Are for Trump, all of that prohibited. You have to come up with a new name. And this happened, a couple weeks before school started.
There are 980 student groups. I just looked it up. 980 student groups that are officially recognized by the university at Penn State. Everything from philanthropic groups, political groups, religious, special interests, sports, obviously, student council, dance groups, academic groups, fraternities, sororities, obviously. Though it's a wonder they haven't driven them off campus. But so there are 9 political organizations recognized on campus. I imagine a Democrat students organization, Republican student group, maybe Students for Life. But what's next for you guys? I mean, what do you get from being officially recognized? Because I edited a student newspaper, and we didn't want to be officially recognized because they didn't have control over us when we were an independent student newspaper at Dartmouth College. So we could just do, we basically did whatever we wanted, and they tried to sue us and kick us off campus. But other than that, I mean, we kind of operated as our own deal.
Yeah, so moving forward, we're just going to continue our efforts to get Donald Trump elected president. And for the reasons why we would like to become an officially recognized group, it has to do with the ability for people outside of the university to find us. Right now, if you look on campus, you can't find any pro-Trump groups. But if you are on campus or if you know about our group, you would know that we're the strongest group on campus. When I we have the Hub Robinson Center where we table often. Last week was our PSU Votes Week. We had by far the most signups. We had over 200 signups for our group.
Wow.
Right now we have a communications and operations operations department. Our operations department goes out and knocks on doors every single day. From what I'm told, we're one of the best groups, or we're one of the most prolific campaigning groups in one of the highest scoring number counties in the state of Pennsylvania, which is a swing state. I mean, we're having a real, actual impact on the election. And on top of this, I just want to bring attention to it. We have a computer engineer who designed our own app entitled We Are for Trump. If you go into the App Store and download We Are for Trump, you can find links.
Your own app.
Oh,
my God.
yes. I mean,
you have the smart people in your group. That's good. Can you tell them to call me for Life's at Work?
Yes.
I'd like them to work on my media company. Okay, so I'm looking up in some of the student directory here. I'm in their website, and so they have college Democrats, they have college Republicans, but I'm looking to see if they have anything with Clinton in it. Ooh. Students for Hillary, yes, they have Students for Hillary. President name is Jonna Purcell. Do you know her?
Yes, I do. She is a lovely woman, but yes.
Wait a second. You can have Students for Hillary, but you can't have We Are for Trump? What the heck?
That is absolutely correct. And also, there was already a Students for Sanders that has lived its life and died.
Second. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. There's not. So I put in the keyword search, I put in Trump, nothing comes up. But yeah, Students for Hillary is a recognized organization. How many people do they have in that group? I bet that's a real fun bunch.
I'm not entirely sure, but what I do know is on Facebook and on Twitter, our activity and our followers and likes are more than all of the Democrat groups combined.
Well, I think I remember from my time at Dartmouth, the feminists tend to stick together. So it's usually the most ardent supporters of Hillary Clinton are usually the feminists in like the batik floppy skirts with the blousy blousy shirts and the ear spears and the tats on the lower part of the back. I mean, this is kind of like right out of Central Casting, these women. I mean, we're not going to be seeing them in any Miss Universe pageant anytime soon. I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but I mean, there is a certain look. I mean, a lot of them are good looking. They just try to make themselves unattractive, because to be attractive means you're trying to be attractive to the opposite sex, and heaven forbid we should ever do that. So what is your sense? Are a lot of students afraid to say they're for Trump? Are they keeping their heads down and they're going to go vote, but they're just afraid? Or are they overwhelmingly left wing at Penn State and it's just a lost cause?
Oh yeah. Well, you hit it right on the head. People, and this is why this whole bit about banning our name is so important, because they really are suppressing our freedom of speech and our ability to assemble, and people are becoming afraid. People are afraid to support Trump. I have people who come to our meetings and they sit in the back of
in disguise.
Yes, because they don't want anyone to recognize them.
Scrambling their voices is one of those voice scramblers.
Yes, I mean, who knows what's next? And
witness protection program. Hey, I'll talk to you behind the oak tree next to the cemetery. Let's meet there at 1 o'clock, but don't use my last name.
Yes, and that's what it's like when I walk around campus. I'll walk around with my Make America Great Again hat, and I have people who come up to me, they'll tap me on the shoulder, they'll pull me to the side, and it's always in this very quiet whisper, like, hey, like, I support Trump, like, I'm with you,
hey,
like, I like your hat. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I have a question. What do your fellow liberal students say? Because my friends in Boston, they had a brand new like Ford F-150 truck, and they got a Make America Great Again hat on the dash. And this kid just graduated from Dartmouth. He's probably 6'5", 220 pounds. He's just a beast. I mean, he's really strong. They keyed the car from the hood all the way across to the end of the car. That's how angry they were. That there was an actual Make America Great Again hat on the dashboard.
It doesn't surprise me. I've had my hat taken off my head when I was walking to class. I've had people, when we put up our posters around the school, they rip them down immediately. I mean,
what would they do if you ripped down a Gay Students Association poster? What would they do then?
Oh, there would be a hunt.
Crime.
Yeah, hate crime. They would be looking at
candlelight vigils.
Oh my! You got it all.
Yeah. I mean, it was bad when I was at Dartmouth. It's only worse now. So, I mean, there is no free speech on college campus if you're a conservative. I mean, you are made to feel like a second-class citizen for being a conservative Republican and supporting Donald Trump. It's just utterly disgusting. I can tell you that. Hey, I have an idea for you, Chris. You know what you should do?
What?
Maybe you've already thought of this. So with your Make America Great Again hat, you should mount a GoPro on it and video the people's responses, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then put something together for us. We'll put it up on Life's Vet.
Oh, that is fantastic. I actually have, in the room right next door over, I have our computer engineer. He's got GoPros. I may do that right after I leave here. I have my Make America Great Again hat with me. You know what? A deal's a deal. I'll do that right away.
Okay, sounds good. You're fun. Chris,
Thank
like
you.
the guys I work with at Dartmouth on the Dartmouth Review. You're fun. You're just like out there and you're causing trouble. And that's what, at college campuses, you should be challenging the status quo. You should be challenging
Absolutely.
the conventional wisdom of the politically correct fools among you. And do it with a smile and do it with respect. But just get out there and mix it up and stay safe, though, Chris, okay? Will you report back to us next week?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, it's great to talk to you. Keep in touch with us. We'll talk to you next week. Get that GoPro video for me.
We'll do.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll close out this hour coming up. Don't go away.
Bye-bye.
The Laura